Welcome back to Tackett's House of Horsepower. It's me, Steve Tackett, and I've got to keep going on that little 63. I've been waiting all week for it. I got some parts. Let's get to work. So here's the deal. I cannot have a car that's not mobile. It has to at least roll and steer. Otherwise, it just jams up the works around here. I don't have a lot of space. I don't have a big shop and all that. So this is prime real estate for me. So this car cannot just sit here like this. I have to get this thing back on 4 tires and it's steering. Okay, it's super important. So I've got rear suspension bushings. I should have replaced them when I had the rear out. I know, but I didn't have them, and now I do. So we're gonna do polyurethane bushings in the rear, shocks in the rear, that brake hose, brake hardware, wheel cylinders, all that stuff. I got all that kind of stuff. And then in the front, I have to clean, degrease, paint. Then we got to start putting this front end together, shocks and hardware and ball joints and brakes and all that stuff for the front. So no more talking, okay? I got work to do, okay? So let's go. All right, I guess I'll start in the rear since it's easiest to get to. So as you can see, the original bushing is you can't see nothing on the top, but you can see a lot on the bottom. So this thing is pushed up. The bushings are gone. Bushings are shot. Arizona does that. Like anything rubber or plastic in Arizona does not last. Yeah. But don't worry. We got it covered. What do we got? We got ourselves a 3.2122G Nova monolith springs. Some good old black polyurethane. We'll stick those in there. Let me get this, let me start pulling these bolts out and we'll get this hang down and we'll see if we can pop those old bushings out. Like most jobs on this car, it seems like we start off with WD-40. So we're gonna put that on there and let her start soaking. Wow. Take a look at that bushing. Yeah. I'd say it's wore out. All right. We just gotta pull this thing down and hopefully that comes out of there. Right? Just oh my God. Wow. I think they got their money's worth out of these. All right, get this other one out. Oh, it's not gonna come out. Of course. There we go. Come on. Wow. Okay. So, wow. You got to kind of clean this up in here. It's kind of rough. Because the polyurethane ones, they're kind of a tight fit. So I'll take some sandpaper and and a wire brush and clean this up a little bit in here. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. Wow. You want all that rough stuff out of there. So let me get some stuff and wire brushes and whatever I got and clean that up. All right, once you get it cleaned up inside there, I used a wire brush and a file to get the big stuff down. Anyways, they should slide in and out fairly easy. There you go. Then you want to use the lubrication they give you, and you want to get it on here, on the faces of it and everything. I put a little bit on here too to help slides it in there. That way they don't make noise, because polyurethane can kind of squeak. They'll make some noise on you if they're not lubricated. So follow the instructions, use the stuff they give you, take your time, clean it up. It'll slide together pretty easy. So this is a special little bolt with like a big old cup on there. This is what locates it. So you want to clean this up with a wire wheel. It needs to slide in there nice and smooth, and put some lubrication on that too. And when you tighten it down, make sure this cup goes in to that pocket it sits in. That pocket. When you tighten this up, it's going to locate it, and then it's going to go into that lip right there, and that's going to center it up. You know what I mean? Well, there you go. One down. 3 more corners to go. Well, we had to let the crybabies come out because they got to come in the garage. Especially that one. Oliver's a big baby. Okay, now let's see where we're at. Okay, let's get this shackle apart. That one up front was a pain. I had to use the jack to get it in. They're tight. They are a tight fit. So, moving right along. Let's get these apart. See how bad these ones are. Well, they weren't as bad as the front, but they're pretty bad. So, same as before, clean the bolts up, wire wheel those, and then make sure all the boogers are out of here and out of here. It's not as bad as the front. The front was pretty bad. So, yeah. So let me clean these up and we'll start putting this back together. All right, there they go. Get that out of there. Besides all the stuff falling in my face, it's not too bad. I got the bolts all cleaned up. Now, make sure we put lots of lube on the face of these. Oliver, he's crying because he can't reach me. So put plenty of lube on the face of these and on the bolts when you slide them in, because these ones back here don't have a metal sleeve in the middle. It just rides on the bolt. So make sure you put plenty of lube on the bolt. You know what I mean? Right, Oliver? All right, driver's side is done. All bushings replaced. So I guess we'll move on to this side. Rinse and repeat. All All right, I went ahead and just busted this side out because it was exactly the same as this side, just over here. And surprise, surprise, it was more of the same. A bunch of bad bushings. So all the bushings are replaced, front and rear, with energy suspension, polyurethane. So it's good to go. We're ready to hit the slalom course now. So I got to run up to the store. My shocks are here. I got to go get them. Brake hoses and stuff are here. I got shoes and wheel cylinders and all kinds of stuff. We'll put all the back in here together. So the whole back half will be ready to go. That's my goal for, I don't know, I'm not going to get there very far today. So it'll have to be in the morning. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for today. I've got to clean up this mess. I can't leave the garage open. I'm here by myself, so I need to clean up my mess, close the garages, then I'll run to the store and get those parts, and then I'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Now, we'll do brakes, we'll do shocks, we'll start on this front suspension, cleaning, painting. I just got off the phone with Sarah, and I told Sarah, I said, I don't know. It's a lot of work to do in one day. I'm gonna be behind. I don't know if we're gonna get this video on time. I don't know. And she's like, well, I'm off tomorrow, so I can help. And I was like, all right, you wanna help? I got you. So she is gonna help me tomorrow. She might regret it, but she's gonna help me. So stay tuned. See you in the morning. Good morning. Welcome back. How'd you sleep? Good? Okay. This is day 2 of this suspension, rear shocks, brakes, front steering job. We're trying to get the 63 back on the ground so we can at least make it mobile again. And I got help. She volunteered.
I wasn't bribed or strong-armed.
She volunteered. She doesn't realize.
I'm willingly here, but I might regret this decision.
She doesn't realize what's about to happen.
I told him he has to go grocery shopping with me later.
That's not gonna happen. So, let's get to work. We got some parts. We got brakes, we got wheel cylinders and hoses and shocks and spring kits and all that stuff. We got lots of degreaser. We got lots of paint. So we can start cleaning and wire brushing, and we could finish up the back half here. We could put the shocks on it. There's plenty to do. Plenty to do. So let's get to it. All right, I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna start on the rear shocks, brake hose, and maybe I'll do the rear brakes too. I don't know if I'm feeling crazy. Sarah is gonna come up here. She's gonna start cleaning. I'm making a big mess already. Look at this.
I think that was Scout and Oliver.
Yeah. So that's the game plan. I went ahead and pulled this fuel line out of here. It's in bad shape. It looks like it's been spliced once, twice, maybe 3 times, and it's all bent all weird. So I'm gonna get the correct V8 style one that comes to the outside of the frame rail. Might as well replace this. So fuel line's going in the trash, and it stunk terribly. All right, rear shocks aren't done. These are just some O'Reilly specials. Hey, don't lose that. But they look pretty good. So we got shocks. That's good. Let me get this brake hose down, and maybe we'll move on to brakes. if we're feeling kind of froggy, I don't know. You having fun, babe?
All the fun in the world.
It's starting to come off.
Yeah. I made progress.
Looks like it. I made some progress too. I got the brake line in, which was not easy because check this out. When you get an aftermarket brake line, the stupid thing up in the front here, where is it? Right there. It's got the, you know, the hex goes all the way through, so the bracket is round. It didn't want to fit the bracket. So you got to take the bracket off and drill it bigger so you can stick it through so you can get the clip on the inside. Get that clip on here. Where is it? Right there. So it would stick through the bracket. So I'm like, come on. So anyways, we got a brake line done. We got shocks in. We're moving right along. So when I did the brake hose, I noticed when I was under here, we got a little bit of a problem. That brake hose is smashed flat there. And this one over here is smashed pretty much flat right there. So I went out to the shed and I have another 10 bolt rear end out there. So I went and got the brake hoses off of it and the emergency brake cable. Sometimes it pays to have, you know, some pack ratted parts out there in the shed. And I sent Sarah to wait to go get us some lunch. So she should be pulling up any second now. There she is. I wish she was home more often. This works out really nice. But yeah, it's coming along pretty good up here. She got pretty far. We're gonna start scrubbing it down here in a second after we finish eating. But she got us pizza. Check it out. Special delivery?
Pizza delivery.
Well, we stopped for lunch and this happened. It started raining. So I guess I'm not going to work on the back end anymore. So I guess we'll keep focusing on the front end because it doesn't look like it's going to go away anytime soon. That was a good one. Well, this has escalated quickly. At first it was just kind of sprinkling. Now it's starting to come down pretty good. And yeah, we kind of got stuck halfway in and out of the garage. So yeah, this was unexpected. I don't know what to do now. Oh, here comes some more. It's starting to lightning pretty good. This is Arizona for you though. Like, it'll be sunny in the morning, then you'll have a downpour, and then it'll be sunny again. You never know. Well, as you can see, we're not going to be able to clean and paint the engine compartment or the suspension because it's wet and raining. So I think we're gonna have to call it for today. I don't want to, but I think we're gonna have to call it. So I think that's gonna have to do it for this video. We'll we'll continue in the next one when it's not raining and we can clean it and paint it and then reassemble it.
Now you can go grocery shopping with me.
Damn it. Well, I couldn't leave it like that. You know, it's that video, I can't post it. I didn't finish nothing. You know, I gotta finish something to make a video. So I'm back. We're gonna be a little late this week, but I gotta get something done. I can't show this. So let's keep going. All right, so basically I've got like 3 front ends, 5 lug front ends. I'm gonna take the best of everything I've got and put it together. So I mean, some of this stuff is like brand new, like literally, it's brand new. Yeah. So I'm gonna put all the best of everything I've got into one and bolt it on the car. At least that way the car is rolling and steering again. Then I could call it a win, a success. So let me dig out the rest of these parts, make a pile of good stuff, and start assembly. All right, the first thing you want to do is take that small inner panel out, get it out of your way, get this guy out of here. Then you can take the A-arm and bolt it back in on those 2 big bolts right there. Then just let it hang there. And then the fun part is getting the spring back in. Anybody else feel like imminent death when you're about to install suspension coil springs? Me neither. See, I have air tools. Let's see. I use them sometimes. Now what you want to do is get it collapsed a little bit like that and stick it in there. And then you want to stick your fingers in there as much as possible. No, you don't. All right. You got this cup right here, sits on top of the spring. You want the spring to hit that like a little stop right there. And you got to pay attention. See that little nub right there? That goes in this hole. See that? So that's gonna go just like that. And then we're gonna rotate the spring so it stops right here. See, the end of the spring is gonna go into that pocket. Our nub's gonna go in the hole. We're gonna carefully let the pressure off. We're not gonna lose any fingers, and everybody's gonna be happy, okay? Well, there you go. Nub is in the hole. Springs in the pocket. All my fingers are still on my hand, I think, yeah. Okay, there we go. Put the cover back on, and we'll go to the other side. All right, let's see if I can film it this time. The other thing about the air compressor is you can't have the dogs out here, especially Oliver. He's real big and tough until the air compressor kicks on. He's not a fan. All right, so get this, pick this thing up, stick it in here, like that. Try to get the nuts started without dropping it on your foot. Okay. All right. Helps if you have the right size socket. Okay, A-arm is in. Now grab a coil spring and a pocket. Grab the coil spring compressor. Okay. Wait a minute. Well, I put it together backwards. Time out. Okay. I'm back. I screwed up. Okay. I put the, you have to take it apart to get it out of there. And I took it apart and I put it back together with the bottom hooks upside down. So, anyway, let's try this now. You don't have to collapse it a whole lot on these, just like an inch or so, and it'll clear. Well, okay. Imminent death in 3, 2. No, I'm just kidding. Stay there. Stay there. Okay. I don't like listening to the air compressor either. All right, it's in. Now put our cover back on. And then we'll move on to the lower control arms. All right, now we're gonna go on to the lower control arms. Put a little bit of grease on everything, because grease makes everything happy. You don't want this thing to be squeaky. I like to put grease on the bolts and everything because I don't want it to get rusty in there. So it kind of works like anti-seize. There we go. Now, get in there. All right, that's in. I'm just bolting it together. I'm just leaving it loose right now. Everything's finger tight until I get it all assembled, and then I'll tighten it up. All right, I'm down to, I know, the dogs are back because the air compressor, the mean old air compressor is put away. So once I put these on, bolt this up, the suspension is done, then I'll be down to steering. I know. And then there's some work I want to do to the brakes, and we can set this thing on the ground. All right, these guys are in both sides. Luckily on a 63, this stuff just bolts together. 65 and up, it's riveted. So technically we have a complete suspension. Now we need steering and brakes, and we can set this thing on the ground. All right, we got steering, but I thought I had a decent pitman arm, but I don't. That one's pretty wasted, and O'Reilly's can't get it, so I'm gonna have to order it. I just put that in kind of finger tight for now. I'm gonna have to take it back off when I get a new pitman arm. Next, I want to remove these hubs. I'm gonna get rid of these extended studs. I don't need them on this car. So, and then I want to repack the bearings and stuff. And then I also got brake hoses. We could throw those on here. And then we could set it on the ground, I think. All right, she cleaned up pretty good. Repacked the bearings, put a brake hose on it. I can stick the drum on, make sure it's adjusted right, and this side is ready to go. Let me just get the other side done, and we'll see what she looks like on the ground. All right, this side came out pretty nice. Better than the other side, actually. Nice and smooth. Brakes are adjusted, hose in there, bearings are repacked. I think it's ready. I'm gonna roll some tires in here and set it on the ground. All right, moment of truth. We're gonna set it down on 5 lug for the first time. All right, nothing flew out. No springs came shooting out of there. That's good. So, I got enough parts left over to probably do it one more time if I had to. And I got new shocks for the front, but I'm not going to put them on until we're done painting. I got wheel cylinders for the rear, shoes for the rear, and spring kit, hardware kit for the rear. I got paint. I got degreaser. So we still have a lot of cleaning to do. Degreasing and wire brushing. Get this all cleaned up. And then we'll paint it black. I need to order a pitman arm. And I need to order sway bar end links. I don't have them. Well, I have them, but they're old, so I'm gonna get new ones. But it's sitting on all 5 lug. Let's see. All right. So I can at least steer it and roll it. So now I'm happy. I feel like I accomplished something now. I could actually go to sleep tonight and not be upset with myself. So the best part about having that car rolling and steering again is I can roll it out and sweep the floor, because it was disgusting. So anyway, now I feel like I've accomplished something this week. I didn't finish everything I wanted to do, but I got pretty close. And that's I gotta have progress. I gotta feel like I accomplished something on my days off, because otherwise I go back to work and I'm in a foul mood because I did not get done what I wanted to get done, and then I'm just in a not good mood. So that being said, I'm happy the car is moving and steering again. If I replace those metal lines on the rear axle and I put those wheel cylinders and brake shoes on, that car would have brakes. We could bleed them. That car would steer and stop. And basically, if we cleaned that engine compartment the rest of the way and we painted it, I could stick the engine and tranny in if it was finished. So I need to finish the engine and tranny. So, but we were talking about it yesterday. I don't know exactly what the game plan is going to be at this point. This week, we have a few parts that did show up for down and dirty, so I could spend a little bit of time on that. I could spend a little bit of time on this, finish up the rest of this front end and painting and cleaning. I could get started on the engine. I could get started on the other Nova. So we were talking about possibly pivoting to the 65 that's in the backyard. That 65 is already 5 lug because it's a 65. It already has new suspension and brakes. Somebody rebuilt it, possibly Rick, I'm not sure. It looks like it has brand new ball joints and tie rod ends and everything underneath it. So it already has suspension and brakes and steering and stuff done. So I was thinking, I called my transmission buddy. He's gonna build me a nice turbo 350 manual shift kit, you know, healthy turbo 350. And I was thinking about putting one of these 400 small blocks back together. And I've got fender well exit headers and dual exhaust and everything you need, aluminum radiator. I've got everything I need to put that 65 possibly running and together. And then we were thinking maybe sell the 65 to pay for the 63's paint job, because I think it needs quarter panels and a decent paint job, and that thing could be really nice. So maybe we switch to the 65, get it running, make it kind of healthy, make it fun, you know, healthy 400, nice manual shifted turbo 350, get it running, sell it, use the money to put into that one. I don't know. There's also the down and dirty project is getting close. I don't know. So this week, I'm not sure what I'm going to do this week. So I'll talk it over with the boss. We'll come up with a game plan. Until then, I really appreciate all the support, all the likes, comments, shares, hit subscribe. I really appreciate it. Sarah really appreciates it. It makes us feel like we're doing something and people are actually watching it. So if you could, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit comment, share it with a buddy, something. Say hi, anything. It would really help me out. Until then, see you next week.